Welcome back. Our State of the U.S. segment tonight. It looks like Harvey Weinstein was just the tip of the iceberg following the numerous allegations of sexual assault against the movie mogul. More women in Hollywood are coming out to expose the predatory culture of the entertainment industry. One such person is former Pussycat Dolls singer Kaya Jones, who is speaking out about her time in Hollywood. With me now, singer and former Pussycat Doll, Kaya Jones. Kaya, thank you so much for being here. And this is certainly a difficult and uncomfortable topic to broach, and we are learning more about the issues mostly women and children face in the industry when it comes to abuse and sexual misconduct. And you were part of this very famous girl band. And I remember listening to your music when I was younger. I admired you very much, and I still admire you very much today. And you recently tweeted that you weren't in a girl group, that this was a prostitution ring. These are very strong words.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're accepting favors for your career, what's the difference between that and cash? I mean, we were paid very little. And we were owned, and our owner, our den mother, was very strict and stern on us and gave us a lot of issues. For me, I mentally and emotionally was so beaten down that by the time the physical stuff started with different executives, it just felt like there was this ring where it was like, break the girl down so that when it is a situation where you are, propositioned or you're put into a very uncomfortable position of a guy jumping on top of you, you might bend, and go forward to that. But for me, that was a definite no, which is why I was with them very long. I stayed 3 years.
And what's your reaction to the woman or the creator of the Pussycat Dolls, Robin Antin? She's denying your claims, and she's just saying this totally false. I mean, why would she continue to defend this type of behavior in Hollywood by trying to shame you and silence you?
Well, I think the thing is that if I really was what the claims are, that I need to get help or that I'm not well or that I'm lying, then why give me any validation? Why even respond if that's the truth? I think the response right there, I never said her name. I said den mother. She took the bait and raised her hand and announced herself. So then it was up to me to continue to defend myself because it's the truth. I'm not making this up or lying. It doesn't exactly make me look better for admitting this, but it's true.
Kaya, and you're one of the few brave people that came out many years ago. There's articles, people can Google your name, and you brought this issue to light, yet you were ignored. Why do you think that?
Completely ignored because, unfortunately, we live in a world that condones, certain ways of life, especially if you're making money for the establishment. And, they were doing very well. It's only since me getting a lot of traction with my solo stuff now and coming out in support of our president and our military and all of that, I think the pendulum, now people would maybe listen to me a little bit more, take my credibility, had more time to gain my traction as a solo entity. I also think it does, mean a lot that so many women came forward in the acting world, that it was imperative that, okay, I can say this now and maybe now you'll listen, because it's not just the acting world. As you can see, McKenna that came out, that's, a pro athlete, she was a gymnast. She just reached out and started following me. And I'm like, hearing her story and thinking, this is in our culture, this is in our world. And if we talk about it and we announce it and we bring awareness, I think the best part out of all of this is that it shines a light on a predator, that they get scared. They may be on camera. This time might not go like the rest. And they kind of can regress and cower. And we build this wall of defense that you can't get away with this anymore to young women or young boys or young children at all.
Okay, and we know that there are a lot of women coming forward, like you mentioned, a lot of A-list stars. We even heard from Reese Witherspoon, who said she was raped when she was 16 years old. And my question is, how come people aren't naming names? Are they afraid that they're not going to work in the industry anymore? Because we know this isn't just Weinstein. I think that for Hollywood to recover and to move on from this disaster, they need to name names and get these cockroaches out of Hollywood.
I agree with you. This is the problem, though. It's not just one person. There's a lot of people that know about it and stay silent. So, it's almost like who's worse, the person that's doing it, the person that's allowing it to continue and cowering to the subject. So this is why it's hard to name names, because you would be maybe, destroying a lot of families, integrity of human beings. You'd be attacking people that maybe didn't actually do it, but they knew about it. And for me, I wasn't coming out with my narrative and my truth for the sake of ruining Robin or ruining the Pussycat Dolls. I don't want to shame the girls. I have nothing but respect for those women. But I do think that one day when they come forward, everyone will know, because everything will come out in the wash. I was never lying. I've been telling the truth from the moment one, and I've been saying it for years. So it wasn't just because everyone's saying it now. It just felt like they're listening now. Let's talk about this. I'm not trying to shame executives either that have children and a wife and a life. I don't want to do that. Maybe he didn't mean to do that 10 years ago. But if we bring it up in an issue and we talk about it, maybe that person won't do it again. And that's the goal. Is we can't, it's whack-a-mole. You get rid of one, another one's going to pop up. But if we bring light to this and we say, they cannot do this, there needs to be integrity in this business. There needs to be integrity in our planet. And let's create a way of life where we protect each other and we speak out right away so that nothing can continue in the back end.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. When it comes to rape versus sexual harassment, obviously,
yes,
there's a huge difference there. Things. And I do think that the celebrities that experienced actual rape should come forward with the names, because those 100%. People should not be working and lurking in the shadows of Tinseltown. That just has to stop.
No. And I agree.
And you touched on this other issue was other women in other industries are coming out talking about some of the things that they've endured. And I've seen it, I've experienced it, not where I'm working now, but in the past when I was younger working in politics, I've run into people that have put me in very uncomfortable situations. Luckily, I was strong enough at the time to just say no and just walk away. But again, I can understand that some people are more vulnerable and susceptible to falling for that. And it's never, you don't want to blame the woman. And I've seen a lot of these Democrats saying, oh, well, women dress too sexy, and that's why, they're getting raped and sexually harassed. And that's just bogus. That's totally bogus. But Kaya, we got to run. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to thank you again for speaking out. You're a really important voice right now for our country. And I normally don't like to hear from celebrities or entertainers on their personal thoughts on politics, because I hate being lectured and scolded. But what Hollywood has done is they've turned this industry into a Democrat propaganda machine, and they are filling our minds with complete nonsense. And it is nice to hear that there are conservatives and people that care about our Constitution in our country in the business. So I love that you're speaking out, and continue to do it, and I'll continue to follow you. Thank you.